5 days ago, I had surgery on my right knee, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to talk people through what can sometimes be the tricky waters of early on after a knee surgery. So, right off the bat, it's important to recognize your personality type, I think. If you're a person who's a little more fearful of this situation and this was a big deal to you physically and emotionally, you might be more withdrawn and need a little more kick in the pants, do these things more often, feel comfortable it's okay. Feel comfortable knowing that it's normal for this to be uncomfortable. If your personality is the other way and sometimes you overdo to your own expense, you need to understand that you need to demonstrate your strength and your willingness to go harder than anybody and drive is by demonstrating strength of what you don't allow yourself to do. Okay, it's just a different mindset. You're still the same person, but instead of trying to do 1,000 reps of something that's really meaningless at that point in time, you're going to want to do 1,000 reps of something and you're going to do 50 or 100 reps of something that day instead. Just understanding your personality type right off the get-go will help you, because the only thing about being good early is so you can be good late. And if you don't do enough, your late's going to struggle. If you do too much, your late's going to struggle. So being smart early pays dividends late, because keep in mind, no matter how many quad sets you do or how many leg lifts you do, that's relatively irrelevant if it's excessive, because all you're going to do is piss off that joint and it will respond to you with aching and swelling. Your muscles in return will become more inhibited and it will be more difficult to start feeling normal again. So with that in mind, every time I'm sitting and lying down, I try to flex my quad. They call that a quad set. And I don't know if you can really see through my pants, but I just do that. I'm putting a little pressure in through my foot because now I can. Early on, my foot would have been like that, and I'd be just flexing it like that. Whenever I'm lying down, whenever I'm sitting, whenever I can think about it. I don't bother counting. If you're wanting to count. But the number's not relevant. The value in that is just connecting your brain back to your quads once again. More than any other muscle around, your quads are going to get inhibited the easiest, meaning your body senses what happened. It was very skilled trauma, but it was still trauma, and the trauma makes it want to shut down. So you need to remind it, nope, wake right up, we're okay, wake right up, we have bigger plans coming. Make your quad know to be alive. So just those little tightenings over and over again, whether your foot's in contact with the ground and you're thinking you're going to do that, or whether your foot's not in contact with the ground, or you're lying in bed and doing that. When you do that, you're going to recognize, if you didn't know this already, your quads pull your kneecap. And for me at first, that was a very sketchy feel, and so it wasn't super comfortable. Intellectually, I knew no harm was going to come to me, but if I didn't know that, I would be not excited to do that. So just know that unless you had something done to your kneecap itself and your doctor said otherwise, feel free in knowing that it's going to be a little uncomfortable and it's not going to feel great, and I wasn't able to really get a strong contraction. I did what I could, and early, what's really cool is that almost not just every day, maybe every 12 hours, there's a really noticeable improvement on what you can do. So every 12 hours or so over the past few days, my quads have been able to contract stronger and stronger. My knees have been getting straighter and straighter when I do it. My walking has gotten more and more normal. I can go upstairs kind of normally now. Can't quite make it downstairs yet. All of those little things where daily life is rehab is your rehab. It's simple as that. Try to get better at your walking. Try to look more normal. You may have to go slower than you used to. That's okay. When you get out of a chair, I can get out of a chair like that and just use my left leg for everything, or I can just take a second and try to get that knee underneath me as best I can. Try to feel 50-50 weight bearing through my feet and stand up like that and sit down like that. Getting up and sitting down feel different. So do the best you can with things like that. Your knee will speak to you if you overdo it. Aching and swelling, okay? So if I'm aching and swelling, I'm doing too much. It may not feel like much to me intellectually, but my opinion doesn't matter. The knee's opinion is what matters, okay? So follow the signs, do what you're told, get comfortable with knowing it's going to be uncomfortable. It should never frankly hurt, but it doesn't feel great, and you're going to have to work through that a little bit. Otherwise, your progress is going to be slow. By the same token, there's no red cape, no Superman, and no trophy for winning the first week. The first week is about stay out of the way of your own biology, and the first 2 or 3 weeks for that matter. Let healing take place. It's physiology. You can't have more determination and want it more than the next person's physiology. It is what it is. You can't change it and speed it up, but you can sure as heck screw it up and slow it down by creating more inflammation, more ache, more swelling, more inhibition. So reel it in a little bit, know that that's just how it goes, and do what you can. If you're that neurotic, grab a bicep, a dumbbell, do some bicep curls or something. But the leg has to chill. Healing is important. Healing cannot be sped up. It can only be slowed down. So people say they're speeding up healing. Really what they're doing is to take away impediments, slowing it down less. You can't speed up healing. That's just physiology. We can't control that. I can't will my knee to get better faster. It's gonna do its thing and it's gonna be fine. And I'm gonna really try hard not to get in its way despite my ambitions to try to do more. So I hope that was helpful. Pass it along to somebody if you know that they need it, and we'll see you on the rehab side.